everybody. Since we will not have a pre-final presser tomorrow, I'm going to congratulate Stefanos for reaching his second career Grand Slam final and just one match away from two dreams, a Grand Slam title and the #1 spot in the rankings. And just a thought about the two possible opponents in the final, Novak, that you know very well, and Tommy Paul, who would be a surprise.
I think we got two great opponents on the other side of the draw, to which you know, I find myself in a position I couldn't be more ready for this moment to be faced against a player perhaps that has won here a lot of times, and another one who is less experienced and has played less years on the tour, but still has a lot of hunger inside of himself. So we will find out the outcome in a couple of hours, but for now, all I have to say is this is a very humbling opportunity for me. Being in the finals here means a lot. Having started here as one of my first junior Grand Slams and being now in the finals of the men's event is as important as my very first steps that I took on the tennis court. So I'm gonna grasp this opportunity and get myself ready for this big day.
Scott.
You talk about 2006 and Marcos. Was that genuinely your first memory of seeing the Australian Open in Melbourne?
Where? In which one?
2006 with Marcos. Was that
one of the first moments that I had watching the Australian Open, and another moment that I had watching it on TV, gathering with friends and watching the final early morning on TV was Fernando Gonzalez, who also happens to be one of my favorite players. I just liked his explosivity, the way he was able to hit the ball. I don't remember who he played. Maybe Roger.
Roger.
Most likely Roger. Yeah. So this is something that is in my mind, living it as a young kid, before I even started playing like top junior tennis.
when did you first come to Melbourne? What was your first trip?
My first trip to Melbourne was in 2015. Yes, I played the first junior event here.
Rob.
Melbourne's got a massive Greek population. Can you talk about the home support almost you've effectively got in this part of the world? And as a second question, if it is Novak, Greece versus Serbia, it's going to be one hell of an atmosphere, isn't it, on Sunday?
Absolutely, yes. You know, both Greece and Serbia have put the tennis as a big contender in big events. You know, Serbia is also a very small country, just like Greece, and they have produced a lot of good players. You know, Novak is someone that has led the country when it came to tennis, and you know, not a very big country. And I hope we in Greece can achieve the same thing they have in recent years and win multiple Grand Slams. I speak in a sort of in a second person because, you know, I want to do this together with Maria, because I feel like, you know, we can achieve together a lot of things, a lot of great things. And of course, right now I'm focusing on myself, but it's always important to me that two individuals can give structure and hope for a country.
Novak Djokovic the other day didn't remember about the final you play in Roland Garros. You see that as a genuine lapsus, or maybe as he's trying to get into your mind?
I don't remember either.
Final?
No, don't remember.
Tom.
Stefanos, you're allowed to coach from the stands these days, and you've been playing very well. Would you say that's been helping you this year?
Well, the coaching has always been there. It hasn't. Some players might have, some coaches might have not been using it as much, but in my case, it has always been, you know, part of how I do things when I'm on the court. I'm glad it's not penalized now. That's how it should be. I see no reason to have a coach with you if they can't share some of their view and knowledge with you when you're competing. I feel like it's something very natural in our sport, and for sure it should be used.
You say you don't remember that last final. You also said that you feel more ready for this final than you've ever been. Can you explain how you feel more ready for this one, perhaps, than you felt for that one, or why you feel the most ready for a stage like this that you've ever felt?
I'm playing great tennis. I'm enjoying myself. I just see no downside or negativity in what I'm trying to do out there. You know, even if it doesn't work, I'm very optimistic and positive about any outcome and any opponent that I have to face. This is something that has been sort of lacking in my game. I genuinely believe in what I'm able to produce, and that is more than enough. And I go about this way, and I do this with a lot of. I strive for it every single day. You know, it might not go the way I want it to, but I put 110% out there.
Noticeably very calm in pressure moments, not just at the Open, throughout the whole summer, even United Cup. Are you able to explain sort of how much work you and your team put into that, particularly after how Wimbledon ended for you last year?
You know, I think it starts with confidence in what your capabilities and what you can do out there. I think frustration also builds when you start sort of panicking, or you feel completely off and completely not okay with your game, and it has this tendency to build up over time, especially when you're unable to find some sort of solutions within yourself. So I definitely believe this is something that hasn't been, you know, reoccurring, and you know, I have a good relationship with myself on the court, and I think this is something that has given me that sort of attitude, and of course less frustration than before. That I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like it has produced anything beneficial for me. It's also experience at the same time.
Pretty frustrated with those foot fault calls. What was happening?
Apparently, I found out it was just like a really close foot fault from the side of the separation line between deuce and ad. So that was a foot fault from that perspective, which we don't get very often in tennis. It's normally when you step on the line. But yeah, that hasn't happened to me much before. I was, you know, tactically I wanted to use that. And I don't know, I feel like it was a very small foot fault that, you know, the line could read. And it was, yeah, I was a little bit frustrated because in my eyes, I didn't feel like I was doing anything. I changed it, and that was the last time.
Last one, Howard.
You can win your first Grand Slam title someday. You can move up to #1 in the rankings. As a kid, did you think about one or the other? Do you remember at what age you might have started to think about one?
Well, I remember watching it on TV and saying to myself, I want to be there one day myself. I want to recreate that feeling for me. I knew that that's a very long journey to get there, and you know, there are certain steps that you have to take to give yourself the chance to be competing for something like this. But I very much believed it. I very much believed it. First of all, it's your ego that speaks. You know, it's you either have it or not. You know, and you know, as a kid, I was very confident, and thank God I was good in my country. You know, starting from that, I knew that, you know, if I'm able to get out of my country and compete in other countries, European leagues and European tours, I proved myself over and over again that I'm actually good, and I did. finish as a junior #1, and now I want to do it in the men's side, in the men's professional tennis. Yeah.